Welcome to the video version of Barometer Magazine from the Met Office. There's a wide variety of news and features in the latest edition, and here's just a flavour of what you can expect to find. Back in June, it was the 70th anniversary of D-Day. The success of the Normandy landings was due in no small part to some incredible weather forecasting, thanks to the work of the Met Office working with its military partners. We recently caught up with Simon King, a modern-day Met Office meteorologist and Royal Air Force officer, to find out how things have changed since those days in predicting the weather for military operations today.
The weather can affect many different types of operations, from helicopter movements to other aircraft movements to troops on the ground. They can be affected by heat. So the weather is vital, and in fact, to demonstrate that, it's the first thing that pilots and senior commanders do on a briefing is get the Met brief.
Hi, I'm here at the RNLI to find out a little bit more about how weather affects their operations.
The RNLI started as a lifeboat service in 1824 and just used rowing boats and some very brave crew that would paddle out through the waves. Since then, with technology, obviously things have advanced. If you take the Shannon class, for instance, has a range of 250 miles, 10 hours at full speed. It can be an awful long way out to sea in that time, and within that time period, the weather conditions can vary a lot. So they rely very heavily on the Met Office and the forecast that they give to take that into account.
Well, here I am at a popular retail outlet where I've come to hear about how increasingly stores are turning to the Met Office to find out how consumer demand is affected by different weather conditions. It's a fine art for retailers to stock the right amount of the right product on their shelves. While it's a complicated challenge, the potential rewards are huge.
But the weather is a massive factor for us, so depending, it affects footfall. On a really lovely hot summer's day, people may in the West Country decide to do some of the most beautiful things like go to the coast, to Dartmoor, and it also affects where they have picnics, what they buy. So clearly lovely hot summer's days, salads, juices, tomatoes, barbecue food. So we have to try and predict what the weather's going to do, because the impact is massive. It's fresh goods that are either grown on the farm locally or brought in from local suppliers, depending on the frequency of delivery. But if it's fresh goods, it's very regular, so we can react very quickly depending on an accurate weather forecast. I've got my little Met Office iPhone app, and for me it's a cinch. I just click on my app and it just tells me what the weather's going to do in the next couple of days.
Help is at hand for this highly competitive industry. Working with retailers, the Met Office has developed something called Demand Met. This invaluable service helps supermarkets use data from across the country to compile specific forecasts, helping to maximise retail opportunities and provide consumers with what they want when they want it. It's not every day you get to meet a NASA climatologist. Recently, the highly respected Dr. Gavin Schmidt paid us a visit here at the Met Office Hadley Centre. There's an article in Barometer and a full interview with him on our YouTube channel. But here's a taste of what he said.
When they asked me, I was very flattered to come. I've been talking to, as I said before, a whole suite of different people on a whole range of different topics, including, science communication, including, what your role as a public scientist is or should be, as well as the scientific interests that I have both personally and as the lead investigator for our group.
Well, that's just been a quick look at some of the stories in the latest edition of Barometer. For the full online version, go to this link, and thanks for watching.